Okay, welcome to Norwegian Modeling Bench, and this is Kenneth. And today I will be unboxing the USS Missouri BB-63, or the Mighty Mo, from Hobbyboss in a 1/350 scale. And it's been on my list for a long time to build this one. So probably, as most of you know, this was the last battleship that the US built, and it was a important ship in terms of the Japanese surrendering. So the surrendering papers was signed on this ship, and it was, as far as I remember, decommissioned in 1992. So it definitely has a long history. And this set was released in July 2022, so it's fairly new. And my interest for the ship was also increased when I saw Pontos making a detail up set for this one. And that is on its way from Korea at this moment. So that will be a new unboxing, hopefully soon. So let's open up the box and see what we have inside. Okay, so worth noticing, this ship in this scale is then 773 millimeters in length, and the beam is 10 millimeters. So this is quite usual Hobbyboss trumpeter style of packaging. And we will take a look at everything inside, of course. We have the manual with the building instructions. Then we have the regular advertising. Nothing much really of interest there. Then we have the painting guide, marking and painting guide, which shows the measure 32, is it? 22? Can't really remember. So the same navy blue and as we have on the CV6, and then light gray or haze gray. Can't really remember, but that's something we need to look at when starting. I have also ordered some reference materials, which we'll take a look at when that arrives, which I think is quite interesting. Then we have the hull, in full length hull, and several bags. So let's open up this and see. So here we have the hull. I haven't looked at the profile yet, but fairly good, I would say. What I thought was really good about this one is that the hull plating, the lines on the hull plating is, as far as I've seen, actually quite good. So that's a good starting point. That's not necessarily well done when it comes to this scale. It looks to be bulkheads that you can put in to stiffen up the hull itself. Otherwise, looks fairly decent. There are some things that needs to be polished or sanded down, I mean. But otherwise fairly good. No plating on the bottom, but that's to be expected. And as we can see, it states here Iowa class. So I guess they have more of the Iowa class battleships available, or will be available at some point in time. Then we have the deck, which I Okay, need to open up. So then it's open up, and well, we have the wooden deck molded in. Seems to be more or less to scale, maybe a bit too big, but it's very flexible. So this needs to definitely to be glued down before starting to add any superstructure details. But nothing really big to remark when it comes to the quality of the plastic. There are no sink marks or mold extraction on the front side. So that's really a good start. In this set, and as far as I remember from the advertising, it was like 1600 parts. We have some PE. So fairly decent, but kind of typical trumpeter Hobbyboss style with the quality. So very similar one. So you have the shields, some railings, stairs, then some more railing and antenna. And from the Ponto set, that is for the 45 configuration. So if you're aiming for later, like 92 or anything like that, then I guess you will have some extra work to do. Same thing here. They are decent. Of course, you can make a really nice model without buying a detail upset, but I definitely prefer the Pontos ones when adding details to the ship and railings. Then we have a small decal sheet or decal, whatever floats your boat on that one. Flags, Missouri 63, and markings for the planes. And then, surprisingly enough, we actually have some barrels. I believe this is aluminum or aluminum for you guys in the US. Well, fair enough. Okay, so let's open up the bags inside here. So the mystery box in the middle, let's see what we have. So a lot of tiny bags with some superstructure. Let's see if you can see, yeah. Some nicely molded ladders and doors. I don't know, when it comes to these walls here, the thickness seems a bit exaggerated when it thinking that it is 1350, but of course you can file it down or sand it down a bit, but otherwise quite nice. Then we have a funnel. I would assume another part for the tower. Bit unsure on that one, sorry. Then another part of the superstructure, also with the wooden deck molded in. And as you can see, the details on the walls are actually quite nice. Here you can see the fire hose and the ventilation grates. More of superstructure and decking. And then a big one. So here we have a barbette and the superstructure. What I would assume is the lowest part of the superstructure. Okay, so then we have a couple of bags here, which I need to open this one so we can take a look inside. More of the H sprue. Yeah. Oh, there we had another part of the superstructure. I would say it's not too bad in terms of the details they have added to the walls. But let's see how we can do when we have some Pontos PE to add. Then let me open this one up. Okay, so we have two similar sprues here. The L sprue, which has the screws, so the propellers, lifeboat, tender, some of the funnel, rudders, two parts. Yeah, many tiny details. All in all, the quality of the mold isn't too bad. Then we have 4 similar sprues wrapped in this protective foam. 6 similar, where we have a gun turret. Then we have some small barrels. I guess it's the Oerlikon guns and lifeboats. You got minor details of some kind. Ammunition boxes might be here. If you look at the lifeboats, they're actually quite nicely molded with the details inside. So yeah, we have then at least 5 or 6 of those similar ones. So if we then go on and take a look at what we have on the right side here, we definitely have more of the walls, the breakwater, too much to say about this one. But again, nicely molded. Then we have the nameplate and pieces for the base. And I think the base actually has a bigger bottom here. Okay, so inside here we also have the planes. 2 planes, anchor chain. Seems a bit large for the scale, but okay, could be nice, could be nice. Then we have sprue E with walls and not sure if these are propeller wings. Looks like it. Here we have radar, gun tubs, windows of some kind, many of those. Nice. Then we have sprue G, bilge keels, so we have the different railings here, and those are actually not too bad. Nicely detailed with the girders or braces on the outside. Nice one. And then we have two similar. So open up this one. Three. Well, three similar K sprues. So here we have the big turret, the gun barrels, which we also had the aluminum barrels for. What looks to be blast bags. Okay. And then we have the gas flasks. Is that what it's called? At least quite nice details. And it looks like you can actually then use either the plastic gun barrels, and they also provide you with the ready-made, so you can substitute the plastic barrels with the metal ones. So that's actually a really good offering, because making holes in these, cutting off, making holes, that is often a bit difficult to get properly aligned, so that's a good idea. Okay, so then let's take a look at the instructions. So here we have the instructions, and I do understand if you want to leave at this point in time, it's not always that interesting to look at instructions, but I think for others it might be. So here we have the part part list, so you can go through the inventory and see that you have everything that you are supposed to have, which I haven't done yet. So we start out with the hull. So here we have the bulkheads that go in to stiffen off the hull itself. We have then the bilge keels, the propeller wings, the propellers, the rudders, and we have catapults and cranes in PE. So that needs some work. Then we are heading off, adding the deck to the hull. Also making or adding more details to the catapults. Or are they catapults? I would assume they are. Adding details to the decks, bollards, breakwater, making guns, making 10 guns, 10 of these as well, secondary guns. More details to deck, more deck details. Starting with the superstructure, more details to the deck. There is a lot of details on the deck. Yeah, and then we're starting off on the superstructure. More superstructure. So we have several levels, of course. Adding life rafts. It is quite many details that are going into this build, and as you will see from the Pontos images, next time when I have an unboxing of that one, you will see that there is a lot of them, to put it mildly. So adding more details to the deck. These are the in PE where you have the different floating devices, corks. I don't know. They had so floating up. So if you had, if the ship went down, these would float up, and you could use that to save yourself. More details on the superstructure. And we're starting out with the funnel. Then we have the radar. Mast details. Antenna. And second funnel. Then we have the assembly of the planes. And then starting to put things together. So typical Hobbyboss or trumpeter style, making a sub-assemblies and then putting them together. That's quite nice, I think. Makes for a good build where you don't need to have the entire hull on available. So here we have the main guns, the turrets for those. It doesn't show if you would like to use the metal barrels, or am I just blind? No. Well, I might be, but still. And then you have 2 of the boats going on before you add the superstructure to the hull, before adding the final details, the guns, and so on. And then there is a lot of PE being added, railings, stairs, and yeah. And then finally you have the outer railing, the main guns, and then we have the base or the stand with a nameplate. So all in all, I would say that I'm quite impressed. So I guess so far this will maybe be the one I will be building after finishing the CV6. Let's see if the Pontos details match. And as far as I've seen from the pictures, oh my god, you're in for a treat there. Okay, so that's it for me today. I hope you liked this one. If you didn't, I'm sorry about that, but that's the way thing goes. Otherwise, like and subscribe if you would like to follow me and get notifications when I publish new videos. So until next time, keep safe. Bye for now.